Thanks, everyone. We'll continue tonight with Coach Blashill. Please let us know if you'd like to ask a question. We'll get started with Trevor Thompson.
Blashill, in a team sport like this, so what's your sense of how that group rallied around Dylan, who's obviously emotional right now, and the impact that he had in the room and on the ice tonight?
I think Dylan's a big piece of who we are, and our guys care about each other, and they care tons about him, and so I'm sure it was good from their perspective to have him back, or was from our perspective too.
The one thing I picked up from what he said was more of a complete team game here tonight to get the victory. How did you coaches see it in that vein?
The game was interesting. It ebbed and flowed in different ways. I think obviously special teams was a huge factor, and I thought we won the game on special teams, and then won the game with great goaltending in the third. I thought for 2 periods, maybe a period and a half, we played real good hockey. We got the lead, and then we got away from it a little bit, and they pushed hard, and obviously pushed hard in the third, and so then you're kind of hanging on a little bit. So we still need to learn how to be smarter in those situations with the lead. But ultimately, if you look around the league, goaltending's a big factor in teams that are successful, and Greiser was big when we need him to be big.
Back-to-back multi-point nights for Suter. It seems like there are more chances out there the last couple of games for him. Is there something you can pick on that's clicked for him, or is it just more comfortability, or what are you seeing there?
I think he's just played good hockey the last 2 nights, to be dead honest with you. I mean, he's played 2 of his better games in a while, and obviously our whole team went through a stretch. We didn't play all that good for 3 games, and he's probably had a little bit increased role, a little bit increased ice time. That makes you feel good. He's winning face-offs, so he's out there on some important face-offs. He's spent a little bit more time killing penalties, which get you a little more ice time as well. So ultimately, he's played good. We need him to be a real good player, and I thought he's been really good the last 2 games.
Last thing for me after last night's win, how important was it to get a good start here today and the first period of the lead and then close it out?
Yeah, I think it's always important. You never want to be digging from behind the whole time, and so I think it's always important. We need you got to win hockey games, and obviously both of us were kind of in the same spot. We both were on long trips. We got to come home, and our fans were excellent tonight. The crowd was great, so hopefully that's advantage us. And if that pushed us a little over the edge, that's great. I thought, they were better than us for the first few minutes, and once we scored, I thought we were real good until we got the 4-1 lead, then we weren't quite as good. But I thought we really dug in and worked for a while.
Next, we go to Max Boltman.
Just Grace, the way he played in the last 3-4 minutes, and how big is that?
Yeah, it's huge, and again, like I just don't know in this league if you can win on a very consistent basis, you don't get really good goaltending. If you look around the league at most of the records, you look and their goaltenders have played really well, and so we need the same. And ultimately, we were able to build a lead, and he was able to shut the door, and I thought he was excellent in the third.
You talked about Suter, but really, that line, Maverick tonight, how big were they for you guys?
Yeah, I thought they were great. I thought, the last 2 games by Zadina, I think he's been really, really good. I thought Fabs was good tonight. He competes hard, and he was good tonight. And I thought the line was our best line. And that's what we need. We can't be in a situation where one line's always the line. You need different lines to step up at different times, because through 82 games, no line's going to be great every single night. So that's where you need to have different lines stepping up, and I thought they were great tonight.
Next, we'll go to Steve Kornacki.
Yeah, Jeff, you touched on the special teams. Can you talk about the PK in specific and what you like best about it? You blocked a lot of shots.
Well, it's a PK that's set up to potentially block shots. It's a lane type PK, meaning you're in lanes. You're not necessarily, some teams kind of push down and that, and we're more of a lane PK. It's only successful if you block shots. We missed the block last night, and it was in our net, and you just got to make sure you're committed to it. And I thought we did a real good job with it. We used a few more people tonight. Suits got more PK time. Bird got more PK time. Ernie was out there. Which I think is important for us, that different guys are able to step up and be good in it. And, structurally, I haven't disliked our PK structurally, but we've obviously given up way too many goals. And so we gotta balance not panicking and staying with our plan with making any adjustments that we have to make. And so that's what we're working through right now. And part of that is, having different guys to get some more responsibility on it and see how they do.
Next, go to Helene St. James.
Having Dylan back, does that just allow all the other lines to slot, players to slot into better positions? It just seemed like you guys were much more balanced tonight.
Well, I think when when you're shorthanded, you're asking a lot of players at times, and they're moving up lineup into spots that they might not be ready for, and kind of end up in those situations. And so I think when you have closer to your full lineup, people get kind of put in the the matchups that allow them to be successful. Now, I don't think necessarily that was the case with Suter's line, because ultimately with Suter's line, they were still going out against a really good line. They were still going out against really good deep pairing, so it wasn't a matter of a favorable matchup per se. But I do think it allows you to kind of slot everybody in the right spots.
Next, go to Ansar Khan.
Yeah, Jeff, what are you seeing the difference in the Misnikov this year? Seems like he's playing with more confidence, or what's been the key to his start?
I don't know that he's played a whole lot different. I think he scored, and certainly scoring helps your confidence, but I don't know that he's played a whole lot different. I think sometimes the puck goes in. He's played below his shooting. His shooting percentage has been below the norm and below his career. So I'd make the argument the last 2 or 3 years, if I remember right, statistically, he should have had more goals. Actually, I think it's over the last 4 years, and so he was worked hard this summer, trying to get that to where it's at least at the NHL norm, and I think, I know he's done a good job with that.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, those are all the questions we have for Coach Blashill tonight. Thanks, everyone, for joining us.